I might even come upon my home first, depending on how the lines linked up. This was an intimidating prospect. There were many train lines from the national hub of Kolkata's Howrah station, and my train might have zigzagged across any of the lines of the spider's web. It was unlikely to be a simple straight route. Still, even with the possibility of some winding, irregular paths out of Howrah, there was also a limit to how far I could have been transported in the time frame. I'd spent, I thought, a long time on the train, somewhere between 12 and 15 hours. If I made some calculations, I could narrow the search field, ruling out places too far away. Why hadn't I thought of the search with this clarity before? Maybe I had been too overwhelmed by the scale of the problem to think straight, too consumed by what I didn't know to focus on what I did. But as it dawned on me that I could turn this into a painstaking, deliberate task that simply required dedication, something clicked inside. If all it took were time and patience to find home, with the aid of Google's Earth, God's eye view, then I would do it. Seeing it almost as much as intellectual challenge as an emotional quest, I threw myself into solving it. First, I worked on the search zone. How fast could India's diesel trains travel, and would that have changed much since the 80s? I thought my Indian friends from college might be able to help, especially Amreen, whose father would likely have a more educated guess, so I got in touch with them. The general consensus was around 70 or 80 kilometers an hour. That seemed like a good start. Figuring I had been trapped on the train for around 12 to 15 hours overnight, I calculated how many kilometers I might have traveled in that time, which I put at around 1,000 or approximately 620 miles. So the place I was looking for was 1,000 kilometers along a train line out of Howrah Station. On Google Earth, you could draw lines on the map at precise distances, so I made a circular boundary line of 1,000 kilometers around Kolkata and saved it for my searches. This meant that as well as West Bengal, my search field included the states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and nearly half of the central state of Madhya Pradesh to the west, Orissa to the south, Bihar, and a third of Uttar Pradesh to the north, and most of the northwestern spur of India, which encircles Bangladesh. I knew I wasn't from Bangladesh, as I'd have spoken Bengali, not Hindi. This was confirmed when I discovered that a rail connection between the two countries had only been established a few years ago.